Trade deadline is a week from today. A deal for Giannis may come to a head soon. Shams made a list of serious suitors. Shams' list of serious suitors. The Heat, the Timberwolves, the Knicks, and the Warriors. Oh, my. Drew, your thoughts?
Well, look, I don't want to see him in Miami. It would deplete their team too much. I don't think they'd be that
They'd be
that
Milwaukee
great.
South.
Right.
Miami's
right,
out.
Right.
Yeah.
Minnesota would be fun and interesting, him and Anthony Edwards, but I don't think they have the assets to get. Now, in fairness, all these teams are probably it's going to have to be a 3, maybe 4-team deal
The
to
Warriors
get the picks.
You could,
right, but I just think now the Warriors do have draft assets
Correct.
too. But the players, Draymond or Jimmy, who's hurt, and Kuminga, I don't think that's enough.
Minnesota flatly has no picks.
Yeah, So they got to get a third team with the picks. The Knicks and Golden State, either one of them would be a lot of fun. I think, though, as fun as it would be to see Steph and Giannis together, I'm not sure they'd have enough. I could be wrong to win the West, though. That'd be a tough chore, but I'd love to see it. But Nick, I think New York is, and again, they have to get a third team, an Oklahoma City, a Portland that has a lot of draft capital and stuff. But I think New York, this, of all the times, LeBron is a free agent and all these, every time some superstar is a free agent, he's coming to New York. And this is the most realistic. I mean, they did get Carmelo, but this is like, he wants to come here. They've got a team that can compete for a championship, particularly with him. They just got to go out and make the deal. And so you got to get a third team that has the picks. But I would like to see him, I think, Nick, in New York.
Listen, I would love to see him in New York. I do not think it is feasible because they simply don't have picks to trade. I understand the idea of getting a third team, but again, now we need to find a team that wants Karl Anthony Towns and wants to give you a bunch of picks for him. And so, like, the Thunder have no interest. Right, now we need so it's really hard, right? Yeah. The Warriors is not hard. The Warriors is Jimmy Butler and Kuminga for Giannis, and I think you have to include Kuzma for the money, but it's really.
Now you're saying Butler. You would, if you were the Warriors, would you prefer to give up Butler or Draymond?
Butler, because he's out, and because we're trying to win right now, and then the Warriors would say the only way the Bucks would be interested in that at all is because the Warriors can trade all their picks. They can give them 4 firsts and 3 swaps. You can just be like, future, who gives a damn about anything post-Steph? So we'll give you the 26, 28, 30, and 32 firsts, which we understand the Warriors' picks in the short term are not that attractive because they have Giannis and they have Steph, but
you got to go for
it. No, I'm saying for the Bucks side of it, those aren't great picks, but the down the road ones could be excellent picks, and you go for it. I tend to agree with you, Brew, that I don't think if that trade happened, I'd come on here and be like, I'm even necessarily picking the Warriors to make the conference finals, much less the NBA finals, but I believe in going for it. I talked about Atlanta, Houston, and the Spurs yesterday. Atlanta, I don't know that they would become the favorites. It would be more of a build thing. Houston and the Spurs and the trades that I talked about the Spurs could trade a bunch of picks they have from other teams, plus Vassell and Barnes, and keep Wemby, obviously, and their young guards. Yeah. And then I think they might be the favorites. I think they would.
If
be the
they kept
favorites.
Harper, Fox, and Castle, and Wemby, and oh my God.
I don't know. For Houston, does Steven Adams being out for the year make you more or less likely to make a deal like this? I don't know the answer to that.
My answer is, if I were in their shoes, because yesterday I said if I'm Houston, I wouldn't. Now with Adams out, as I've thought about it, I think I would. Because I don't think they have a chance to get out of the West this year. They're really good. But I don't think without, one of their big advantages or their game plans with Steven Adams was we can pound these teams with our size and on the glass. Now without Adams, you can't do that. So I think I would be willing to give up Şengün and other pieces to get Giannis. The thing is, if I'm Milwaukee, Nick, I want Reed, Shepherd with Şengün because I want young players. So young potential stars. Reed, Shepherd, and Şengün, I'm really pushing hard for that if I'm Milwaukee.
So there's one other team that I have not mentioned yet, but I'm just curious, take your guys' temperature on, because I don't believe NBA stars need to go to big markets. I think they need to go to teams that are going to play deep into the playoffs. I don't think it hurts I understand the platonic ideal of being in LA or New York, but the bad thing for the NBA regarding to Giannis is not that he's in Milwaukee. Right. It's that they're not in the playoffs late in the
LeBron was huge in
Cleveland. Right. What about Detroit?
Oh.
Detroit, who you have the Tobias Harris contract, so that makes a lot of things easy because now you have Tobias Harris contract, Asar Thompson is the young player. They have all their picks, so they can, trade a bunch of picks if they want to go for it and say right now, we're going for it. That, to me, is they might be the favorites already in the East, Bruce.
I would think they're my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, they're 6 games up on the 2 seed right now, and that would feel like a sturdier team once the East is back at full strength. You know what I mean? Once Tatum's back, whenever that is, once Halliburton's back in a year, once the East is back.
Just haven't seen any flirtations between Giannis and the Pistons. Maybe I haven't been watching closely.
I haven't seen it either, but
I don't. A lot with New York and a lot with Steph.
Look, Giannis is great, obviously. Any team would love to have him. I don't know how great a fit that is. Because, one, they already lack shooting. So now you lack even more shooting with Giannis out there. And Cade has Giannis likes to have the ball in his hands. Cade has it in his hands. Neither one of them is an outside shooter. So it just would be a tough adjustment. But, look, if they pulled it off, I'm like, hey, those are great guys. Make it work. But
where do you want them to go, KW?
Warriors. I just feel like we've been heading down that train.
It would be exciting.
That track for a long time. And it's really, I think that Steph deserves one more shot at it.
I agree, and they thought they were doing that with Jimmy.
Did they? I mean.
Well, and the interesting thing is if Jimmy were to get back next year at some point, if you kept him, I'm an advocate of putting Draymond in the trade instead of Jimmy. Because I don't think you need Draymond.
But doesn't that throw away this year, Brew?
No, I mean, I think
Jimmy's out. Sorry.
I just don't think with Draymond's like a far lesser version of Giannis. He handles the ball. He can pass. He's a great defender, but he can't shoot. I got Giannis that can't shoot. I know you got other shooters.
No, I get it, but what I'm saying, like, if you trade Draymond and Kuminga, and Jimmy's out for the year, you have Steph, Giannis, and Pods, the lacrosse kid,
right.
And and so
I hear that.
I don't think that's,
maybe
even with Draymond it might not be enough, but at least you have another sturdy NBA player.
Bellichick snubbed, and the backlash was so intense, the Hall of Fame released a statement saying they, quote, respect the passionate reaction of many fans, media members, and enshrinees of the Hall itself, while also reminding voters if any member violated the selection process bylaws, action will be taken. Dun, dun, dun. Fallout continues, Brew. Do you think do you think this affects the Patriots dynasty?
Well, look, I still believe the Patriots are the greatest dynasty ever.
Perfect.
I know you did your list. I consider the Patriots from 2001 to 2018 one dynasty. Like I consider the San Antonio Spurs that. So to win 6 Super Bowls, which is more than every franchise except the Steelers who have 6, and then to get to 9, which is more than any franchise period has ever been to, I think that's the best dynasty ever. So, and I'm one that was not up in arms about Bellichick not getting in because of the Spygate. That said, I do think it has to affect the dynasty a little in that I'm sure that there are players today who are young who didn't even know about Spygate. And even young fans who weren't aware of it, maybe it was fuzzy in their mind or something like that.
Sure.
This is just drumming it all up.
The co-host of my podcast, DeMonze.
Oh,
I mean, his son,
okay,
he's
right.
27.
And he didn't even know.
I mean, he had heard, the only real discussion he'd ever heard or been involved in Spygate was today on the pod.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
go.
fresh for him.
So now there are people like, wait, Bellichick cheated? Brady? Some of Brady's champ. And I'm not belittling because I said they're the best dynasty ever, but now it just puts in some people's mind some doubt that may not have been there or a mental asterisk that wasn't there before. And it brings all this stuff that had kind of been forgotten or certainly, pushed under the carpet. Now it's back to the forefront. And so in that regard, I think it does diminish it a little bit. But I still think it's the best dynasty ever.
No, it doesn't diminish the dynasty. And I can speak from a player's perspective. And you spoke to Willie Colon yesterday, talking about his experience with losing against the Bellichick team 3-3. Most players are going to look at that and say, man, y'all had a chance. Almost 100% of players are not going to look at it that way and not say, man, they only got that because they cheated. They got that because they had a little advantage. We don't see it that way. Mm-hmm. As competitors, you still have to line up and execute. I still feel like I'm better than you. And so when you look at what they were able to do, not once, not twice, not 3 times, 6 times, and the longevity, the sustainability of it, I'm sorry, you can never take that away. When you talked about kids not knowing, you think when they look up Bill Belichick in the history books is going to have Spygate next to it? No.
No, but I'm saying this has brought it up.
I understand that, and it will.
Now they're looking it up.
And this will pass just like Spygate did.
It'll pass, but it doesn't change how I view it because I lived through it. You know what I mean? And him not being a first ballot Hall of Famer does not change how I view him because I would have voted him first ballot. I think he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think that. So here is the question I would ask you, and I don't even want to make it Chiefs. And this is a odd hypothetical, but walk me down the road.
I love this.
Let's go 18 years from right now.
Okay, 18 years from right now.
And 19 years into Drake May's career.
Yep.
And Vrabel's been there the whole time. It's
Wow.
the craziest thing ever. They have the exact same win-loss record as Brady Belichick.
Amazing.
They have 6 rings. They went to 9 Super Bowls. They have the exact same resume. And someone
what
says,
a dream we have, right?
and right, that's why I'm removing the Chiefs from it. And someone says, all right, who had the better dynasty?
Oh, it's like picking between my children.
Right.
I love them both equally.
I understand, but so
no, I get
what I'm saying is if someone ever does approach it, because I agree with you guys, I do look at it as 2 separate dynasties, but if you are saying it is one, it is unquestionably the greatest dynasty ever, no matter what. If someone ever matches it, this is where this applies.
Yep. Agree. I do agree with that.
And that's why I said the Patriots. Like if Drake May and Vrabel get to 9 and win 6, and they have all the same accolades, and there's not a single scandal, not a single blemish, then they get the tie goes to them.
Yeah. Hard to do it without any blemish. It's just us.
And so that's where, you know what I mean? That's where I think it matters just a bit.
I think that's fair.
I would ask you, Greg, if I can, if you said if you were playing a team and you found out, you don't consider it, they still got to beat us. If you found out the next day after a game, man, they had y'all blitz packages from filming, illegally filming something. You wouldn't have been, and it was a 3-point loss. And they didn't bowl you out by 25.
I would definitely feel some type of way.
Okay.
I would definitely feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I feel like we all have each other's signals. When we played in the Super Bowl, Troy Polamalu, he knew what we were doing, not because he was cheating. He just watched the film.
Yeah.
He has the playbook on us.
But if you
we
put
had it
in
on
new
them.
stuff, they didn't that you had never used before, which happened at times.
All I'm saying is, at the
That's
end of
all
the
I'm
day,
saying.
yes, that would have bothered me. It wouldn't have sat well with me. But I still ultimately feel like the competitor in me feels like I can be more than just excuses of, man, they had our blitz packages.
What, KW?
No, I'm being nice. I'm being nice. So Belichick would have 2 more rings.
What?
If it wasn't for Eli Manning, who got 2 Super Bowls against the Patriots. Eli goes back-to-back years without a knock on his door. Is anyone starting to doubt he gets in at all?
And just to be, I'm not
He's got
correcting you at all.
13
Like the knocks on the doors haven't happened yet. We're not supposed to know this either. Like this is also like the Hall of Fame's mad.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? Like the Hall of Fame. What? I'm just saying.
I know about it though.
No, I'm saying the Hall of Fame is upset that this got leaked as well. So something's going on. Like for whatever it's worth. I am doubting he gets in, and I don't think he's not a Hall of Famer to me. And I don't think all of a sudden it's not like, oh, but in 6 years we're going to have a weak class, and that's when we're going to correct it. Like,
That's what happened.
He played a very long time. He was an Iron Man, and he deserves credit for that and had an excellent career. In that very long career, the only category he ever led the NFL in was interceptions, and he did that 4 times. He had 117 wins and 117 losses. He has 2 seasons where his team won a playoff game. Now, those seasons, they went 4-0 and he won Super Bowl MVP, which is a remarkable accomplishment. But I view him as almost the threshold for very, very good player, not Hall of Famer. I don't actually think he was better than Phillip Rivers, and I don't think Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. So and I also think that if he was Eli Manson, or if he played in Pittsburgh, if he wasn't a Manning that played in New York City, I don't think people would even really find it controversial that he's not a Hall of Famer.
That you're proving my point, and I've been a part of the New York media, and I've learned this. I did not know this when I was not in New York. I didn't grow up in New York. I didn't start my career in New York. Once I got to New York, I began to see this, how everything is magnified in New York. So in New York, they think Eli is unquestionably a Hall of Famer because he won 2 Super Bowls. Outside of New York, I think most people feel like you. Like, he was a really good player. Yeah, he won 2 Super Bowls, but he was a 500 quarterback. He never made All-Pro. He made the playoffs 6 times in 16 years. Like, no, he never threw for 5,000 yards. He never threw for more than 35 touchdowns in a season. Like, he was really good, and I just think this is kind of a New York thing, and I think the last name helps too.
And beating Brady twice helps.
Yeah. So I do think as time goes on, it's just I'm starting to think he won't make it because people outside of New York aren't as enchanted with the fact that they won 2 Super Bowls.
I think eventually he gets in. Do I believe he is a Hall of Famer and worthy of it? I don't, but I believe he eventually gets in because of everything that you're talking about. What's going on right now with Bill Belichick? And then the next topic is, this is the guy that overcame Spygate.
A Hall of Famer.
He overcame that and still won in spite of. Eventually, because of how the process is, and you get to the back of the line, you get older, and then it's like, okay, you just laid it out.
Senior committee.
You just laid out. You laid out all of that.
Yeah.
So eventually he's going to get in. It's just a matter of time. I don't think that he gets in anytime soon. When you look at who's up next year, the guy who came in the same draft, Ben Roethlisberger, he's been to 3 Super Bowls, won 2.
Just better. Yeah.
Stats are a little bit better. Resume in the postseason is better.
And then Brady's up after him.
I don't see him getting in anytime soon, but I think eventually he gets in.
Did you, not to give you a pop quiz, how many interceptions he had in his career?
Eli?
I don't know that.
Lots, right?
200 something, man.
The 2 throws in the Super Bowl, I think, erase all of that.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.